Integrity Biofeedback Academy presents the Legalities of Biofeedback. After being in the biofeedback business for over 14 years, we at Integrity Biofeedback Inc. and Academy have found that most people coming into the field of biofeedback who have purchased the iLife Infinity app from Quantum Life or the Life System from Harmonic Energetic Technologies or another type of biofeedback system have no idea of the legalities of using such systems. You may be surprised that there even are legalities. But as with everything else, ignorance of the law is no excuse. That's why we are so glad you are taking a few minutes out of your time to visit this very important subject. If you are only using your biofeedback device with yourself or family and friends, this information will still be essential for you to know. We have found that many individuals buy a biofeedback device and have such great personal results with it that they acquire a fan club and decide to go into business. Don't underestimate where your powerful energetic system may lead you. So, if you're just beginning a practice with biofeedback, adding it to an existing practice, or simply building your own personal fan club, this seminar will give you all the information to get you started legally. So let's talk about biofeedback lawsuits, why biofeedback users and practitioners are encountering legal issues, and the importance and means of biofeedback certification or further education. Let me preface this information by saying that this seminar is not to be fear-based. We believe at Integrity Biofeedback Academy that when you follow a few simple guidelines, there's nothing to be concerned about. This seminar is not to invoke fear or intrepidation every time you use your biofeedback system, or certainly not to discourage you from going into business with clients if you're considering doing so. It's all about integrity, knowledge, and due diligence. Let's begin with why biofeedback practitioners who unfortunately are missing one of these key ingredients have encountered legal issues. This information is based on what is happening in the United States, but it also applies generally to other places as well, as you will soon see. Although individual states and other countries have specific laws governing or regulating medical, integrative, and alternative practices, what I'm about to share seems to be true across the board. From our understanding, there are three main reasons why biofeedback users and practitioners are encountering legal issues. First, using a biofeedback device with clients without being certified. If you are working with clients and charging for your services, we strongly recommend that you have either a biofeedback or a stress management certification, or be in the process of earning one of those certifications. We will be discussing the process of getting certified in a bit more detail in a few minutes. The second reason why biofeedback users and practitioners are encountering legal issues is because they have been trained by non-certified instructors. Non-certified biofeedback trainers are often unaware of the legalities of biofeedback. Be sure that whoever is training you for any type of certification in biofeedback or stress management is certified themselves in biofeedback or stress management and backed by a national board. Whenever you are getting educated by someone offering you certification, always ask, who is your certifying board? And can I be certified with that board upon completion of my education? It is your responsibility to make sure that you are asking the right questions and receiving the right answers. Don't make unfounded assumptions. Finally, the third reason why biofeedback users and practitioners are encountering legal issues is because they have been diagnosing or treating with their biofeedback device. When you begin using your biofeedback device, such as the iLife Infinity app or the Life System, with family, friends, or clients, you can be sure that some may come to you because the medical profession cannot find out what's wrong with them and they want you to diagnose them. Tell them what the machine says about what's causing their symptoms and treat the disease or disorder they are experiencing. Unless you are a licensed practitioner, you cannot diagnose with any type of biofeedback system or any type of system or modality, no matter what it is. And besides, if you know anything about your biofeedback system and how it works, it is not a diagnostic tool. There are several reasons why the aberrant energy patterns come up on your client with a biofeedback system, no matter what type it is. And you are not treating their disease or disorder either. There is a foundational course that we teach called Principles of Energetic Intervention that we would highly recommend. This course will teach you how your biofeedback system works and what it is doing energetically with yourself, your family, and friends or clients. It will give you a better understanding not only for yourself, but how to explain it to others. You can find the description of that course on our education website, biofeedbackedu.com. In summary, only properly licensed practitioners can analyze, assess, diagnose, evaluate, examine. Only properly licensed practitioners can admonish, advise, advocate, caution, chastise, counsel, disapprove, give guidance, prescribe, recommend, reprimand, suggest, or treat. The most common used words with clients that is illegal for you to use unless you are a licensed practitioner are diagnose, prescribe, treat, cure. Again, unless you are a licensed practitioner, you cannot use these words. Please be aware also that no matter who is educating you, if you are not licensed yourself, you cannot use these words even though your instructor is using these terms. Notice also that you cannot advise, caution, give guidance, recommend, or suggest. These are the most common actions by non-licensed practitioners that are causing huge legal issues. For instance, you cannot say, "Oh, I see you really have issues with your digestion. You should be taking digestive enzymes," or "If it were me, that's what I would do." No, no, no. But you can give your clients websites, book recommendations, articles, etc. that they can glean information from to help with their issues. And please understand that you are not and cannot work with specific disease and or disorders on your biofeedback system unless you are a licensed practitioner and have been trained and authorized to do so. However, while we do not work with specific disease and disorders, we do reduce the stress in relationship to specific disease and disorders, and in turn initiate the mind and body's own innate healing mechanism. As we noted earlier, your biofeedback system is not a diagnostic tool and it is not treating the disease or disorder, so you cannot say that it is legally or morally. So you may be wondering, if I am not a licensed practitioner, but I am a certified biofeedback specialist or stress management specialist using my iLife Infinity app, life system, or another modality, what can I say and do? Especially when clients come to my practice and want me to diagnose, treat, prescribe, recommend, etc., etc., etc. We at Integrity Biofeedback Academy provide courses that are designed to help you speak professionally and correctly about what you are truly doing with your biofeedback device by not using all those illegal terms. The stress management and biofeedback certification programs will give you a strong foundation from which to use your device, staying within your scope of practice. These programs are certified by an international board called the Natural Therapies Certification Board. We at Integrity Biofeedback Academy adhere to all the guidelines and requirements as set forth by this board. It provides us and our students with protection. Please note, biofeedback is not a federally regulated profession, but it does not mean that courts aren't paying attention and taking action when necessary to protect clients who have been deceived or misled. You can be fined, your equipment can be taken from you, and your practice can be shut down. One of the NTCB's required courses give guidelines on how to write an informed consent form. This is a document that must be signed by each client that you work on and keep in your client files. This also provides protection for you in case a client decides to take legal action. The Natural Therapy Certification Board also provides up-to-date information, such as changes in informed consent form language. The wording of this document needs to change when different laws come into effect. Being part of a credentialing board makes you privy to the changes that need to be made on a regular basis. You will also be informed of changes of government and state laws regarding certification and licensing. If in the future biofeedback does become a licensed practice, hopefully it will be easier to acquire that license if you are already credentialed under a nationally recognized credentialing board like the NTCB. Another benefit of the NTCB is that it provides resources, such as inexpensive liability insurance, continuing education or CEUs for annual recertification, trends and developments in biofeedback and integrative healthcare, advocates skilled in defending biofeedback practices and practitioners. You will also have quality assurance of the education you are purchasing and receiving, qualifications and expertise of instructors. On the NTCB website, you will see listed what educational institutions or academies and what instructors have been approved by the NTCB in many realms of certification, not just biofeedback. And finally, this credentialing board provides objective qualifications for your clients. Credentialing gives clients objective criteria with which to evaluate prospective practitioners' qualifications. It assures your clients that you have the qualifications and expertise to perform your job and do it well. Credentialing also gives other professionals that you will network with, such as medical doctors, nutritionists, chiropractors, naturopathic doctors, etc., the assurance that biofeedback is trustworthy and valid, and that you are a valuable professional that they can refer clients to. The Natural Therapy Certification Board is the only board that we know of that provides certification for quantum biofeedback practitioners, which is what the Infinity iLife app and the Life System are. We at Integrity Biofeedback Academy provide all the courses and requirements you would need as outlined by the NTCB for certification either as a biofeedback specialist or a stress management specialist. You may be wondering, well, what's the difference? That's a great question. If you own a biofeedback system that is registered with the FDA, like the Life System, then you would be qualified to be in the biofeedback certification program. If you own a biofeedback system that is not registered with the FDA, like the Infinity iLife app, then you would be qualified to be in the stress management certification program. Both are very similar in their coursework and requirements. By the way, we also offer a diploma program if you're not needing certification at this time. You are only using your biofeedback system with yourself or family and friends, but you like the idea of getting some of the same basic education. The great thing about the diploma program is that if you decide in a year's time that you want to go into business with biofeedback, all your coursework you've completed in the diploma program can be transferred and count towards your certification program. And of course, you can take all of the courses and all these programs individually. Most have been pre-recorded so you can take them at your leisure. Our instructors with Integrity Biofeedback Academy Our certification programs and all our courses have been approved and certified by the Natural Therapies Certification Board. You can find all the information about the Principles of Energetic Intervention foundational course, the Stress Management and Biofeedback certification programs, and other individual courses for recertification on our website at biofeedbackedu.com. You can also contact us at our office in Bonita Springs, Florida at 239-221-8977 or email info@integritybiofeedbackacademy.com. By the way, if you have let your certification lapse for some reason, contact us also. We can help you to get recertified. Thank you so much for taking the time to view this important presentation.